Poland, a country of 38 million people located in Central Europe, shares its borders with Germany, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, and Russia. Ranks 38th worldwide in population, 21st in GDP. Like most European countries, soccer is the number one sport. Other popular sports include volleyball, handball, tennis, and several others. While baseball may not be included among them, the sport does have quite a history in this country. Some big names associated with Polish baseball. And baseball does well for itself in Poland today. With baseball facilities, participants of all ages, and organized leagues, it's heading in the right direction. Poland's history with baseball really begins long before baseball ever arrived, with another bat and ball sport called palant. This is a traditional Polish game dating back to the Middle Ages. In palant, there is a 55-meter field with two sides called the Kingdom and the Field, or Heaven and Hell. The team on offense is in the Kingdom, Heaven. They take turns hitting the ball and trying to run to the poles on the other side of the field, and return home to score a point. The opposing team in the field, or Hell, tries to get them out. Not exactly like baseball, but not so different either. According to one historian, palant was brought by Polish settlers to the Jamestown colony in Virginia in 1608, leading many to believe that palant led to the invention of baseball in America. But we're now sure that baseball came from England, and there's no evidence of palant being played at Jamestown. Baseball was probably brought to Poland for the first time in the late 19th or early 20th centuries, likely by Polish people returning from the U.S. At that time, baseball was really taking off in the U.S., but also at that time, palant was one of the most popular games in Poland. This may be why baseball didn't last. After its introduction, it disappeared, or went into obscurity. There are documents that Polish baseball teams were playing in Lithuania before the war, and other sources say that in the 1950s and 60s, there were contacts with teams from Czechoslovakia, but baseball in Poland really got going in the 70s. In 1976, the first Polish softball championship was held. 2 years later, the Polish Baseball and Softball Federation was established. This replaced the Polish Association of Palant. Palant had been on the decline for a long time by this point. 1983 was the year of the first official baseball game, with a visiting Dutch team. In 1984, Juan Echevarria, a Cuban shortstop who was living in Poland and married to a Polish woman, founded the baseball club Stal Kutno, which has gone on to become a powerhouse in Polish baseball. Other clubs were formed as well, and the Polish League played its inaugural season that same year. The first league champion was KS Silesia Rybnik. 1986, Poland joined the international baseball community, becoming associated with the International Baseball Federation, the International Softball Federation, and the European Softball Federation. While baseball was just beginning to be seriously played in Poland at this time, Polish Americans had already made major contributions to baseball in America. 4 players born in Poland had reached the major league level. Nap Kloza, Henry Peplowski, and Johnny Redder all played in Major League Baseball from 1929 to 1932, not lasting more than a season or two. But in 1956, pitcher Mo Drabowski, born in Poland, emigrated to America at the age of 3, started his 17-year MLB career, threw over 1,600 innings, won 88 games, and struck out 1,100 batters. As a reliever, he had back-to-back seasons with a sub-2 ERA. He was part of 2 World Series title teams with the Orioles in 1966 and 1970. There were many more players of Polish descent, the most famous being Stan Musial, Hall of Famer, 3-time MVP, and 24-time All-Star. His father was a Polish immigrant. One moment of interest, in 1958, Musial got his 3,000th career hit, the pitch coming from none other than Mo Drabowski. Before Musial, there was Al Simmons, another Hall of Famer. His real last name was Szymanski, but he changed it when he reached the minors because he got tired of people mispronouncing it. Karl Yastrzemski, another Hall of Famer, MVP, Triple Crown winner. His grandson, Mike Yastrzemski, a current Major League ball player, carries on the Polish background. Knuckle brothers Phil and Joe Niekro combined for over 500 career wins. Phil ended his Hall of Fame career in 1987. And that was the year when Mo Drabowski and Stan Musial decided to pay a visit to their family's homeland and give something back. In September of '87, they visited Kutno, a town located 120 kilometers west of Warsaw. They held a clinic and brought equipment with them to donate to the players. Musial went on to visit Poland 3 more times, in '96, '97, and 2000. He was a well-known supporter of the Polish diaspora in the U.S. and a lifelong member of Polish Falcons. And today, a ballpark in Kutno is named Stan Musial Stadium. In 1989, the first regional Little League tournament took place. In 1990, Poland began to take part in the big European tournaments. Stal Kutno became the first Polish club to participate in the European Cup. In that same year, the national team played in the European Championships for the first time. 1996, Kutno hosted the European Youth Baseball Championships. In 2003, Poland's own youth team placed fourth at the European Youth Championship, and they placed third at the Youth Championship a year later. The senior men's national team has seen some minor success over the years, but no major success. In 2024, Kutno hosted a qualifier for the Baseball European Championship. They went 2-1 in pool play, with a 7-4 win over Finland and a 17-4 win over Romania, but lost to Lithuania 8-3. In the final, they were again beaten by Lithuania, as their ninth inning rally came up short, and they lost 10-9. Kutno, as you may have guessed, is the most important city for baseball in Poland, right in the center of the country, over 600 years old, populated by just 42,000 people. Home to the country's most successful ball club, Stal Kutno. Also home to the European Little League Baseball Center, the largest youth complex for baseball in Europe. It's the annual host of the Europe-Africa region qualifier for the Little League World Series. It also hosts the annual Polish Baseball Cup and Polish Softball Cup. In the latest WBSC World Rankings, Poland is number 65, number 25 in Europe. Their obvious goal here will be to get in the top 16 and compete in the top tier of the European Championship. Right now, their best source of baseball talent is their own amateur league, Ekstraliga Baseball. It consists of 8 teams. Here they are in the order of their 2024 finish. Stal Kutno is a perfect 14-0, winning their 4th consecutive title and 21st overall. Second was Silesia Rybnik, 10-4. Third, Santari Warsaw, 9-5, and the rest. Look at the run differential for Stal Kutno, 203-35, absolutely dominant. But in the best-of-5 championship series, Stal Kutno actually got annihilated in Game 1, 15-3 by Santari Warsaw, but then rattled off 3 straight wins to claim the title. Silesia Rybnik won the first 4 league titles from 1984 to 87, then again in 2017 and 2018. Santari Warsaw won it in 2013 and 2016. Barons Wrocław won it all in 2019, before Stal Kutno began its current title streak. Since Drabowski, there have not been any players born in Poland to reach the major league level. In fact, there's only been one born and raised Polish player to sign with a major league organization. That was Artur Strzalka, who signed with the New York Yankees in 2013. The left-handed reliever pitched in 2015 and 2016 in the Gulf Coast League, rookie level. Total of 21 games, 29 innings, 25 strikeouts, ERA 5.28, WHIP 16.55. Could have been worse, but after 2 seasons of numbers like that, he wasn't invited back. Then went on to play independent ball in Japan in 2017. Until they get better homegrown talent, they're looking to the diaspora to give them a talent boost. A lot of Americans have Polish ancestry, and many of them are playing baseball. Citizenship is awarded to anyone with a Polish parent, and with the lenient rules of the WBSC, players who are further descended from their Polish relatives may be eligible to play. If a manager can make all the difference, they may already be at the beginning of a major step up. Dennis Cook, a 15-year Major League pitcher from 1988 to 2002, became manager of Poland's national team in April of 2024. He managed them to their near capture of the qualifier title in 2024, and they may be on their way to even better things. Along with Cook, the third base coach is John McLaren, who had 2 brief stints as a Major League manager, and 30 years as a Major League coach. Paul Bragiel is another assistant coach. In the future, they'd like to be able to find talented youth players at home, send them off to play in U.S. colleges and/or the minor leagues, where they'll be able to fine-tune their skills. When they return to Poland, they play in Ekstraliga, giving a boost to the talent pool and strengthening the level of play in the home league. Then they've got a stronger pool of talent to choose from when selecting players for the national team. It's worked in some other European countries. No reason it can't work in Poland, too. But in the meantime, they'll be looking to the diaspora for help. One such player is Michael Sosna, starting pitcher for the national team, seen here throwing out the first pitch for the Polish Heritage Night at a Cubs game. He'll be pitching for the University of Chicago this summer. Some more names that deserve a mention here. John Dobkowski, another assistant coach, but also co-founder and president of the Polish-American Baseball and Softball Foundation and Little League. Their charity foundation is to support Polish youth in baseball and softball. Waldemar Musial, co-founder and vice president of the Polish-American Baseball and Softball Federation. He focuses mainly on softball. Lisa Lopez, in charge of the Polish-American Little League in Brooklyn, New York. And I'll end it with this. It says, calling all Polish-American baseball players. We're recruiting athletes with Polish ancestry for our national team. Apply to try out for our under 12, under 15, under 18, under 23, and senior teams. Contact information at the bottom. Anyway, that's all for this one. Until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya.